I'm Shanti from the Department of English. I'm glad to give a brief description of the poem Out to the West Wind by P.B. Shelley. Born 1792, Horsham in Sussex. Education: Eton and University College, Oxford. Spouse: Harriet Westbrook, 1811. Mary Shelley, 1814. Speciality: English romantic poet, finest lyric, epic poets in the English language. Death: 8th July 1822, Italy. His works: Spirit of Solitude, 1816. The Cenci, 1819. Witches of Atlas, 1820. Defense of Poetry, 1821. The poem is being divided into cantos. The first canto. Explanation of the first canto. West wind. Action over the land. Description: how the wind blow over the leaves of various colors to make them fall. West wind portrayed as destroyer and preserver. Horizon: makes leaves to fall, destroyer, and carrying the seeds and burying the preserver. Poet mentions spring upon arrival the valley will filled with vibrant colors and pleasant smells. Now it is the canto 2. This is the poetic description and the explanation. West wind, the action over the sky. Description: the arrival of the west wind as coming together of clouds and approaching storms. Wind is depicted as the messenger of thunder and lightning. Presents west wind as the funeral song of the dying ear and asks it to listen to him. Now this is the canto 3, the poetic diction and the explanation. West wind, action over the water. Description: the west wind awakens the Mediterranean from its deep slumber. Picture: the mosses growing upon the broken palaces and the movement of that plant because of the blow of the west wind passes over it. He also portrays the mighty Atlantic splits up to allow passage to the west wind. Now it is the canto 4, the explanation. Now the poet turns to identify himself with the west wind. He portrays about the wind's spirit in his childhood age. He is growing old. He begs the wind to carry along with itself and give the power to feel the spirit of the youthful in his boyhood days. He appeals west wind to become one with them, one with him. Now it is the canto 5, the last one, the poetic, the stanza is here and the explanation now. He asks the west wind to make him as a lyre, a musical instrument. He urges the west wind to become the lips of his outdated thoughts and spread them among the people to create sparks and ashes wherever they fall. He believes that his thoughts will bring a change among the people and start the golden age of mankind. The literary device that Shelley has used in the poem Out to the West Wind. Simile: a figure of speech involving the comparison of one thing with another thing of a different kind, used to make a description more emphatic or vivid. The examples accordingly. The leaves are driven like a ghostess from an enchanter fleeing, each like a corpse within its grave. Sweet buds like a flocks to feed in air. Loose clouds like earth's decaying leaves. Like the bright hair uplifted, one too like thee, as from an unextinguished earth, even as the forest is like withered leaves. Shelley further used metaphors in his poem. A figure of speech in which a word or phrase, literally denoting one kind of object or idea, is used in place of another to suggest a likeliness or analogy between them. The examples accordingly. Thou breath of autumn's being, tangled boughs of heaven and ocean, angels of rain and lightning, the locks of the approaching storm, closing the night, will be the dome of a vast sepulchre, the trumpet of prophecy. Personification. Shelley has further used personification in his poem. The attribution of personal nature or human characteristics to something non-human, or the representation of an abstract quality in human form. Coming to the examples. O wild west wind, thou breath of autumn's being, thou from whose unseen presence the leaves dead, whose chariotist, destroyer and preserver, thou dirge of the dying year, thou who didst waken from his summer dreams, the blue Mediterranean where he lie, my spirit, be thou me impetuous one. The symbol. A mark or character used as a conventional representation of an object, function or process. Coming to the examples that he used in the poem. West wind, death and rebirth. West wind, power of nature. Dead leaves, destruction. Winged seeds, rejuvenation. Dying year, end of the season. Falling leaves and dead thoughts, his old poems. The west wind in inspiring the spiritual power. Alliteration. He further used some alliteration in his poem Ode to the West Wind. The occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. Examples. O wild west wind, the leaves dead are driven, thou dirge of the dying year, in bay, grow grey with fear, when to outstrip thy sky speed, scarce seemed a vision. Thank you.